Hi friends, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel called Tours Excursion Vallarta. My name is Oscar and I'm here with a new video. This time I want to talk about what's going on after this high season here in Puerto Vallarta. What is the main difference between the high season and the low season here in Puerto Vallarta? And if it worth it to came here to Puerto Vallarta in the low season. Stay in this video and I'm gonna give you the big picture what's going on here in Puerto Vallarta. But before, don't forget to subscribe, activate all the notifications in the little bell, and get the latest news here in Puerto Vallarta or Nueva Vallarta. Remember, follow me on my social networks. I have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You will find more activities over there. And if you want to support me, please join as a sponsor. Click on the join outside of the subscribe button and get exclusive content. Okay, the main difference between the high season and the low season here in Puerto Vallarta is the weather. The weather, it changed a lot. It's gonna be hot and a lot of humidity. 95%, 97% of the humidity in the worst, like is the rainy season, okay? But for us here in Puerto Vallarta, the high season is from the end of the November to April. In that season, we have our famous markets, farmers markets. In La Cruz market, in Nueva Vallarta is the farmers market. In the Lázaro Cárdenas, in Los Muertos Beach or Olas Altas. After that, no more markets after April. Why? Because it's the weather, or I think it's kind of or visitors, like for people from Canada and from USA, they come back to their countries. So the weather affect us, our economy. We are like our economy is based in the weather here in Puerto Vallarta. Being a place with a very tropical weather, in the rainy season we have a lot of rain and it's a lot of humidity. You take a shower and the water, the shower of the water, it's warm. So it's totally different here in Puerto Vallarta. You never experienced that kind of weather or experienced Vallarta in the low season. For a lot of people it's difficult, okay? Puerto Vallarta, take the shower, then go outside, walk in one block and you are sweating and you need another shower. It's amazing how the weather affected. So the big change from this high season and low season is the weather. Low season is the weather is totally different. At the beginning of the low season, the weather seems not so much like it's okay, but then it's worse after or coming the rainy season. And I'm talking about months like August, September, and October. That is the worst. Why? Because after every rain, it's evaporating everything, and it's amazing. It's I can stand it. It's amazing how hot it is. Normally we jump from our house to the car and then to the, I don't know, a shopping center with air conditioning because it's hot. Okay, so my recommendation is just be precautious with that. If you don't like very much the hot, or you enjoy the hot, it's okay. But if not, just came here in Puerto Vallarta in the high season. Okay. Another difference between the high season, this is the second difference between the high season and the low season, is the pricing. The pricing for renting, for staying in hotels is totally different. It's totally different. Normally the price are going down or drop down because it's another kind of tourism that is coming here to Puerto Vallarta. And you can check some website that say low season rates or high season rates. Normally, in December it's very expensive. Any kind of any kind of property for rent, because everybody wants to book, everyone wants to stay here in Puerto Vallarta. So that's why a lot of people it's offering money for renting. Obviously, the prices are high. In the low season, the same properties normally in a good area it drop. I don't know how much it drop, but it could drop at 50% sometimes, or 30%, and that is great opportunity for rent a properties. And I'm talking about neighborhood, well, not neighborhoods, like the tourist area. Talking about the tourist area, condos like Grand Venetian, or I don't know, Peninsula, something like that, or Icon. But don't believe me, check on Airbnb, or there is more option to check than Airbnb. You can check the groups on Facebook, the locals. Like you need to research with these keywords like rentas Puerto Vallarta or Puerto Vallarta rentas. Don't try to look in English, because they know that you're gonna visit those groups, and the prices are in US dollars and are different. Try to look the groups in Spanish. You need to learn some Spanish, or use the Google Translator, and you will find what's going on. But it could be different prices. In another, like in the neighborhoods in Puerto Vallarta, the prices is still the same. Why is not affected? Because they are really cheap, the prices on the neighborhoods. These prices when go down in the low season is because it's in the tourist area. But in the neighborhoods, like for rental property, like Airbnb property, sometimes it's gonna be the same. Yes, could be that some properties go down in the price, and that is great. But in like I told you, in this Facebook group in Spanish or locals Facebook groups, it's gonna be the same price because they are really cheap. It's not like I go on a nice condo. Okay, that's the difference. The another difference in Puerto Vallarta, is the third difference here in Puerto Vallarta between the high season and the low season. It's the restaurants and the nightlife. It's like almost nobody in the restaurants or in the clubs or in the bars. So there is a lot of discount, or I don't know, offers, promotion. A lot of people are invite you, and normally for us the locals, they like asking for enter. Hey, come on, enjoy your your Puerto Vallarta. Like, okay, you don't have like international customers. Now you want me to go to the restaurants, because it's true. Some people only wants Canadians or American as a customers. They don't want the national customers, because why? My paisanos, or sometimes my people, is not a great tipper. We don't tip very well as the Canadians or American, because our economy is the same, it's different. That is normal. But some people, waitress or people in the restaurants or people in the clubs, they want more Americans or Canadians. That is normal. And now for us as a local, they invite you, hey, let's go to the club, hey, come on here. And because there is no international tourism in Puerto Vallarta. And that's funny, because it's more difficult to get the money on that high season. But it's kind of changed sometimes, the low season and the high season. Like telling you this, like in my opinion, in my personal opinion, in Puerto Vallarta, with the COVID, well, after or before COVID, it was totally different. We are coming to an age, almost disappearing the lines between the high season and the low season. We have almost all the years with a lot of work, but the COVID happened and everything goes down. We had to start over. It was very difficult for a lot of people, including me. Some restaurants shut down, some business shut down, and they need to start over again. But it was funny because it was like almost the line disappeared between the high and the low season. It was amazing that every month of the year we had a lot to do, a lot to do. Sometimes the properties or are talking about the properties managers on the properties are doing the big works, like change the floor or repainting or redecoration, something like that, the big works that they need, or put a new air conditioner in the whole property. But it's always it was always different between the low season and the high season. And I think this year, like, is a transition year. Maybe we're gonna have more work every month of this year, except for the rainy season. But these are the most common difference between the high season and the low season. Yes, the restaurants sometimes looks empty, and the bars and the clubs looks empty. There is a special price for us as a local, and maybe that is something that you don't know. For us as a local, we have a discount. So it's very important that if you become a permanent resident here in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, and you get your Mexican ID, your INE or your IFE, if you show that ID, Mexican ID, to the restaurants or to the clubs, you get 10% off discount, or 50%, something like that. Yeah, and that is obviously that is great. Like for us, like if I want to go for I don't know, water park, to go to the swim with the dolphins, something like that, with my kids. For me, I don't have to pay the whole ticket, or the amount of the ticket. Like if the ticket worth it 500 pesos, I pay the half. Yes, the half for enter, and I have a little discount, 10%, being local. If INE from, or that is the ID, from Nayarit or from Jalisco, not from another, you must be local. I mean, talking about Nuevo Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta. If you are living like in Guadalajara, no, that is not allowed. You must live in here. Your address must be here in Puerto Vallarta or Nuevo Vallarta area, Bucerías, Sayulita including, or here in Puerto Vallarta. Yes, but that's the main difference between the low season and the high season. I hope that this information is useful for you. If you're thinking to plan your vacation in the low season, it's a great idea too. There is cons, there is pros. So if you have any question about this coming low season, please send me an email, and I'm glad to help you. Nice to see you, and see you the next time. Bye bye.